Are you searching for the key to unlocking more happiness in your life? In this video, we're going to explore 10 little-known tips inspired by Buddhism that will bring more joy and peace into your daily routine. Lesson 1. Live in the present moment. Living in the present moment is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Imagine walking through a beautiful park, but instead of enjoying the flowers and the fresh air, you're lost in thoughts about work or worries about the future. The park, the sun, and the beauty around you are all wasted because your mind is not where your body is. This is the reality for many of us. We are often living in the past or future, missing the richness of the present. In Buddhism, the practice of mindfulness encourages us to experience life fully as it is, right now. Imagine taking a deep breath and noticing the air as it fills your lungs. You are alive, and that is something to be grateful for. Mindfulness is a simple but powerful practice that helps us stay grounded in the present. When you fully embrace the present moment, you release unnecessary stress, regrets, and worries. Take the example of a person going through a stressful day at work. Instead of letting the chaos of deadlines overwhelm them, they can focus on one task at a time. By being present with each step and staying calm in the moment, they can reduce the stress and finish their work more efficiently. When we live in the present, we are able to see life in its full glory. The beauty of a sunset, the laughter of a child, the smile of a friend, these moments can bring us joy if we are truly present to experience them. Lesson 2. Practice compassion. In Buddhism, compassion means understanding and caring for others, seeing their suffering, and wishing to help. Imagine you see someone struggling with a heavy bag. You could walk by without noticing, or you could stop and offer help. When you choose to help, it is an act of compassion. This simple gesture has the power to brighten their day, and it also lifts your own spirit. Compassion is not just about feeling sorry for others. It's about actively wanting to ease their pain and bring kindness into the world. For example, if you see a friend going through a difficult time, instead of offering advice right away, try to listen with an open heart. Sometimes, just being there for someone is enough. When you practice compassion, you start to realize that everyone is going through their own struggles. By showing kindness and love, you create a ripple effect of positivity. You not only help others, but you also experience the joy of giving. Compassion starts with yourself, too. Be kind to yourself when things don't go as planned. Instead of criticizing yourself for mistakes, offer yourself love and understanding. When we show ourselves compassion, we become more capable of sharing it with others. Lesson 3. Let go of attachments. Buddhism teaches that attachment leads to suffering. We often become attached to things, whether it's a material possession, a person, or an idea, believing that these things will bring us happiness. But when we lose these attachments, or when they don't meet our expectations, we feel pain. Imagine a person who holds onto a cherished object, like an old family heirloom. Over time, it may get damaged or lost. If they are deeply attached to it, the loss becomes devastating. But if they understand that all things are temporary, they can appreciate the memories tied to the object without allowing the attachment to control them. Letting go of attachments doesn't mean we stop caring or valuing things. It means recognizing that happiness does not come from external possessions or circumstances. True happiness comes from within. When we let go of attachment, we free ourselves from the constant cycle of craving and disappointment. A simple example of letting go could be how we approach relationships. Rather than holding on to expectations or trying to change others, we can simply enjoy the present moment with them, appreciating who they are, not what we expect them to be. Lesson 4. Forgive and release. Forgiveness is a powerful practice in Buddhism. When we hold on to anger or resentment, we carry a heavy burden in our hearts. Imagine you are walking with a backpack filled with rocks. Each rock represents a hurt or grudge you are holding on to. The more rocks you collect, the heavier your burden becomes. When we forgive, we put down the backpack and release the weight. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or excusing someone's actions. It simply means choosing to let go of the hurt and not allowing it to control our peace. Take the example of a person who has been hurt by a friend. Instead of letting the anger fester, they choose to forgive, not because the other person deserves it, but because they deserve peace. Letting go of grudges opens the door to healing and growth. It allows the person to move forward with a lighter heart and a renewed sense of hope. Forgiveness is not just for others, it is also for ourselves. We often hold on to guilt or shame for past mistakes. But in Buddhism, we are reminded that we are all human, and we are all capable of growth. By forgiving ourselves, we can move past the mistakes and continue on the path of self-improvement and happiness. Lesson 5. Cultivate positive thoughts. Our thoughts shape our reality. Imagine two people facing the same difficult situation. One focuses on the problems, while the other focuses on the lessons and opportunities for growth. The first person feels overwhelmed and stuck, while the second person feels empowered and hopeful. Buddhism teaches that our minds are like gardens. If we plant seeds of negativity, we will harvest more negative thoughts and experiences. But if we plant seeds of positivity, such as gratitude, hope, and love, we will cultivate a peaceful and joyful life. For example, someone might wake up feeling tired and unmotivated. Instead of thinking, "I don't feel like doing anything today," they can reframe their thoughts. Today is a new opportunity to make progress and feel better. This simple shift in perspective can change the entire course of their day. Positive thinking doesn't mean ignoring challenges. It means facing them with a mindset of possibility. Every challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow. By focusing on the good in ourselves and in others, we create a positive environment that encourages happiness. Lesson 6. Simplify your life. In a world full of distractions, it's easy to get overwhelmed. But Buddhism teaches us that happiness comes from simplicity. Imagine a person who is constantly juggling work, family, and social obligations. Their life is filled with chaos and clutter, leaving little room for peace. Simplifying your life means making space for what truly matters. It means letting go of unnecessary possessions, saying no to things that drain your energy, and focusing on what brings you joy. By simplifying, we clear away the mental and emotional clutter that holds us back. Take the example of a person who has accumulated a lot of things over the years. They might feel stressed by the mess in their home. By decluttering their space and only keeping things that bring them joy, they create a calm and peaceful environment. This sense of order leads to a more peaceful mind and a greater sense of well-being. Simplifying life also means focusing on quality rather than quantity. Instead of spreading yourself thin with too many commitments, prioritize the things that align with your values. Whether it's spending more time with loved ones or pursuing a passion, simplifying your life leads to more happiness and fulfillment. Lesson 7. Practice non-judgment. In Buddhism, non-judgment is about accepting things as they are, without labeling them as good or bad. Imagine walking through a park and noticing a flower. You could judge the flower by its color or shape, but what if instead of labeling it, you simply admired it for what it is, a unique and beautiful creation? Non-judgment allows us to see the world more clearly. When we stop judging others, we open ourselves to understanding and compassion. We recognize that everyone is on their own journey, with their own struggles and triumphs. For example, when we stop judging others for their actions or opinions, we can listen with an open heart. We stop seeing people as right or wrong and start seeing them as fellow human beings, deserving of kindness and respect. Non-judgment also applies to ourselves. We often judge ourselves harshly, thinking we are not good enough or that we've made too many mistakes. But Buddhism teaches that we are all worthy of love and compassion. When we practice non-judgment, we can accept ourselves as we are and embrace the process of growth. Lesson 8. Set intentions, not expectations. Expectations can lead to disappointment. When we expect something to happen in a specific way and it doesn't, we can feel frustrated or upset. But when we set intentions, we focus on the direction we want to go without being attached to the outcome. For example, if you set an intention to be more present with your family, you focus on the actions you can take to be loving and attentive, without worrying about how others respond. Setting an intention allows you to stay grounded in your values, even when things don't go exactly as planned. Buddhism teaches that attachment to outcomes creates suffering. When we release our need to control every detail, we allow ourselves to flow with life. Setting intentions creates space for flexibility and growth, leading to greater happiness and peace. Lesson 9. Engage in meaningful work. Work doesn't have to be just about earning money. In Buddhism, work is seen as an opportunity to contribute to the well-being of others and the world. When you engage in meaningful work, you experience a sense of purpose and fulfillment. For example, a person who works in a hospital may find joy in helping others heal. They don't just see their job as a way to pay bills, they see it as a way to make a positive difference in people's lives. This sense of purpose brings deep satisfaction and happiness. Meaningful work doesn't have to be in a traditional career. It can also involve volunteering, creating art, or helping others in your community. When your work aligns with your values and brings benefit to others, it becomes a source of joy and fulfillment. Lesson 10. Let go of comparisons. Comparing ourselves to others is a major source of unhappiness. We often look at someone else's life and think they are more successful or happier than we are. But in Buddhism, we are reminded that everyone's path is different. Letting go of comparisons means embracing your own unique journey. Instead of measuring your worth against others, celebrate your own progress and achievements. Your value is not determined by how you compare to someone else. For example, if you are focused on your personal growth, you might notice that others have different strengths and achievements. Rather than feeling envious, recognize that their path is theirs and yours is uniquely yours. By letting go of comparisons, you free yourself to enjoy your own success and happiness. Happiness comes from within. By practicing these principles, we can create lives filled with peace, joy, and love. The teachings of Buddhism offer a powerful way to find happiness, no matter what challenges we face.